upon the earth that can shew the king the matter. Therefore there is no king, lord, nor ruler that asketh such things as any magician, as astrologer, or Chaldean. And it is a rare thing that the king requireth, and there is none other that can shew it before the king, except the gods, whose dwelling is not with flesh. So, now, the fact they said it is a rare thing means that they have never been asked this question before, and it has put them on the spotlight. Now, based on their response, they have shown that they have no understanding at all. So, did the king start the decree? Verse 12 says, "For this cause the king was angry and very furious, and commanded to destroy all the wise men of Babylon. And the decree went forth that the wise men should be slain, and they sought Daniel and his fellows to be slain." The king is not only angry, but it says he was angry and very furious. So this is an anger beyond control. So he has lost all reasoning because of his anger. Now if you read through Daniel, the first chapter, we see that the king favored Daniel and his companions. But in Daniel chapter 2, the king's anger was so great that it caused him to forget that the decree was not only aimed at the people who did not reveal the dream, but it was affecting the people he actually admired, that being Daniel. Has there been a time in life when you have seen people like this, or have you been so angry before that it caused you to make a bad decision? There have been a few times in my past experience. Now how would you feel? You have no idea what is going on, and a soldier knocks on your door and says, "Hello, good afternoon, just to let you know that there's been a decree passed and you have to die." Many of us will start to be apprehensive because you would think, or would start to think, what have I done for this decree to go against me? And at the same time, you'll be thinking, I'm about to die. It may even be the case that many would even think of the things which they done and got away with and think, oh no, they caught me. Now, is this the way Daniel reacted? How did Daniel deal with the situation? Daniel chapter 2 verse 14 says, "Then Daniel answered with counsel and wisdom to Arioch, the captain of the king's guard, which was gone forth to slay the wise men of Babylon. He answered and said to Arioch, the king's captain, Why is the decree so hasty from the king?" Then Arioch made the thing known to Daniel. Now normally the king's guard is to perform the action of the decree with no questions asked. But here it seems that Arioch is telling Daniel the whole matter. So it may be evident that Arioch, as well as the king, admired Daniel in the past. So Daniel's character must have been one that was admirable. Now Daniel chapter 2 verse 16 says, "Then Daniel went and desired of the king that he would give him time, and that he would shew the king the interpretation. Then Daniel went to his house and made the thing known to Hananiah, Mishael, and Azariah his companions, that they would desire mercies of the God of heaven concerning this secret, that Daniel and his fellows should not perish with the rest of the wise men of Babylon. Then was the secret revealed unto Daniel in a night vision. Then Daniel blessed the God of heaven." So Daniel, being calm and collective, did not react in a way as if to say he was in terror, but he acted with wisdom. He went back to his home and had a prayer meeting with his friends in request of God for the dream to be made known. Now when problems come in life, you may lose your job, you may be in debt, you may not be able to feed your children, you have no food and water, you're falsely accused for an incident that may have happened. Do we get scared? Do we get worried, or do we seek wisdom from the one who provides and supplies all our needs? James chapter 1 verse 5 says, "If any of you lack wisdom, let him ask God, that giveth to all men liberally, and upbraideth not, and it shall be given him." Now I love how it says given to all men liberally, because it means freely. So God is ready and willing to give, and not just give, but freely give. Verse 6 says, "But let him ask in faith, nothing wavering. For he that wavereth is like a wave of the sea, with the wind and tossed." So Daniel and his friends asked in faith. Because they asked in faith, they received in faith. Now the same God that answered Daniel's prayer in his time of trouble is the same God that will answer your prayers in your time of trouble. Wouldn't you want to put your trust in the one who cleared the path for Daniel and his friends? Not only clear it, but go through the time of trouble with you. As you pray to the Lord in faith, He will supply your needs. Amen. Now the next question is, what was the outcome of praying for the interpretation? We just read it. It says, "Then was the secret revealed unto Daniel in the night vision. Then Daniel blessed the God of heaven. Daniel answered and said, Blessed be the name of the Lord forever and ever, for wisdom and might are his. And he changeth the times and the seasons, he removeth kings, and setteth up kings. He giveth wisdom unto the wise, and knowledge to them that know understanding. He revealeth the deep and secret things. He knoweth what is in the darkness, and the light dwelleth with him. I thank thee and praise thee, O thou God of my fathers, who has given me wisdom and might, and has made known unto me now what we desired of thee, for thou hast made known unto us." So in the midst of his trouble, God brings him through and tells him the dream in order for his life to be preserved. This is the same joy we can receive when we put our trust in God. So what was the dream about? Daniel chapter 2 verse 28 says, "But there is a God in heaven that revealeth secrets, and maketh known to the king Nebuchadnezzar what shall be in the latter days. Thy dream and visions of thy head upon thy bed are these. And as for thee, O king, thy thoughts came into thy mind upon thy bed, what should come to pass hereafter, and he that revealeth secrets maketh known to thee what shall come to pass." So we are told two things about the dream of the king. One, what is shortly to come to pass, and two, what shall be in the latter days. And the Old English word for latter days is another way of saying the last days, or in the future. So what was to come to pass, shortly come to pass, happened in their time period, and the time of the king Nebuchadnezzar's reign is 605 BC according to history. Now we know what the dream was about, so now we want to know what is the dream. Daniel chapter 2 verse 31 says, "Thou, O king, sawest, and behold, a great image. This great image, whose brightness was excellent, stood before thee, and the form thereof was terrible. This image's head was of fine gold, his breast and arms of silver, his belly and thighs of brass, his legs of iron, his feet part of iron and part of clay. Thou sawest till that a stone was cut out without hands, which smote the image upon his feet, that were of iron and clay, and brake them to pieces. Then was the iron, the clay, the brass, the silver, and the gold broken to pieces, and became like the chaff of the summer threshing floors, and the wind carried them away, that no place was found for them. And the stone that smote the image became a great mountain, and filled the whole earth. This is the dream, and we will tell the interpretation thereof before the king." So now take a look at this diagram. What we see mentioned in the king's dream was as follows. We see a great image, and with his image it comprised with metals. Metals such as the head of gold, the chest and arms of silver, the belly and thighs of brass, the legs of iron, the feet part of iron and part clay. Then a stone smashed the image and became a great mountain and filled the earth.